What up, people? What up, what up, what up, what up? I don't think I'm doing this live stream thing properly, because I keep on doing live streams and then turning it off and then turning it back on again and getting people joining and then people leaving and then people joining back in when I do another live stream. And you lot want to catch up on the video that I've done and then watch the video. I think I'm doing this live stream thing a little bit wrong. But you know what? Look at the time. Look at the time. You can't see the time because it's back to front. But it's history time. So let's focus. This live stream is all about the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles. In an exam question could come up that could possibly ask you to explain the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles or how the sources represent the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the 8 main criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles that have come up over time, and then I'm going to talk to you about the key things that sort of support the Treaty of Versailles. Yeah, so let's take the criticisms first. I'm going to change the video around so that we can have a look and you lot can make notes as I write the notes down with you. So we're going to do a spider diagram, everybody. Yeah. Let's do a quick spider diagram. Da 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 da. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Spider. Cool. All right. Brilliant. That's a spider. Right. It's really difficult. That was really difficult to write. And actually, let's do like that. Right. Let's put that spider over there. Okay, right. So let's do criticisms of the TOV, Treaty of Versailles. Do a little cloud around it. That's the worst cloud ever. I don't know what that bit is there. Looks a bit like a brain. Okay, so what is our first criticism of the Treaty of Versailles? Okay, the first one is 6 million Germans were now found themselves outside of Germany. 6 million Germans outside of Germany. I'm going to put germ because it's short. So 6 million Germans are now outside of Germany. That's the one's criticism. How can you have that many people no longer part of their 100% of its land? Okay? Families were now forced off of the land that they owned for generations. So this land was just taken off of them and they hadn't necessarily done anything. Okay, the next thing. Honorable. So this criticism means the German people feel vulnerable. They're now worried that the army isn't big enough to protect Germany. So the criticism is, how can you have an army of 100,000 soldiers to protect a country as large as Germany? That is a key criticism. The next criticism is diktat. So diktat means forced peace. Yeah? Forced peace. So criticism is that the Treaty of Versailles was actually a forced peace. Yeah? Germany was not allowed to send any representatives to the Paris Peace Conference to negotiate the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. They had to accept whatever terms were given to them, in turn making it a diktat, a forced peace. Right? Okay, the next point, the next criticism is not based on the 14 points. That 14 is not very clear, is it? So let's draw an arrow down. That 14 is not very clear either. What's wrong with you? Come on, Mr. Stewart, sort your life out. Right, so the criticism is that the Treaty of Versailles was not based on the 14 points created by Woodrow Wilson. The 14 points towards peace, yeah? So Germany thought that the peace treaty would be based on Woodrow Wilson's 14 points. These points were set out to achieve basically world peace for everybody. If they had known that the Treaty of Versailles would not have been based on this, they're saying that they wouldn't have signed the Treaty of Versailles. I don't see how that would have happened. But also, the armistice wouldn't have been signed, and maybe the Kaiser Wilhelm might not have stepped down. But the criticism is that it wasn't based on the 14 points. Yeah? All right. So let's go to our last criticism. Basically is reparations. I've gone into the spider bit. Reparations crippled Germany. So that criticism basically is that the reparations that Germany had to pay would not have actually been paid until the 1980s. 1980s. The Treaty of Versailles was put in place. Everything was ready to go by 1919. So basically, the criticism is that Germany will take at least 60 years to pay the reparations enforced on themselves. So, they are your key criticisms, okay, of the Treaty of Versailles. Take them in. Try and link them to some sources, okay? Try and link them to some sources that you have in your revision guides. In particular, the guillotine one. There may be a source in your revision guides about the guillotine. Let me see if I can find it. I'll have a look in a second. Right. So what I want to do is I want to move on. I want to move on. So we've had the criticisms. Now we need the things that defended the Treaty of Versailles. So let's put in defense of the TOV Treaty of Versailles. Yeah? I'm going to do a better cloud this time. Oh. Okay, in defense of the Treaty of Versailles. So, what things come up regarding the defense of the Treaty of Versailles? So the first thing is that the Great War, which is World War I, the Great War had just ended. The Great War just ended. Yeah? Now, that basically is a defense of the Treaty of Versailles because the Great War was so devastating. It's the worst war that the world had seen to that day. And it's only right that the losing country should pay for all the damage caused. So, in defense of the Treaty of Versailles, it's basically that the war was so horrible, was so bad, that the losing side should have to pay for the damage. That's that. Simple. Done. The next thing, defending the Treaty of Versailles, is that it's called winners and losers. Winners and losers. So basically, it's normal for losers of a war to agree to harsh terms. So to agree to punish the loser significantly. Yeah? I'll give you an example. When Russia withdrew from the First World War, Germany made them sign a treaty called Brest-Litovsk. Now, in this treaty, it significantly punished and attempted to cripple the Russian economy. In actual fact, a quarter of Russian farmland and population was taken off of Russia. So, in defense of the Treaty of Versailles, it said that many people at the time believed that if Germany had won World War One, then they would have treated the Allied forces in an equally harsh manner as the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. So, in case you're not sure how to spell Brest-Litovsk and you want to do a quick little bit of research, it is spelled Brestlitovsk. Brest-Litovsk. Now that treaty links to winners and losers. Winners punish losers. Yeah? Okay? Now, the losers suffer the consequences. When Russia left and stepped out of World War One, Germany gave them the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, which punished them significantly. Allied forces claimed that they are punishing Germany because Germany would have punished them equally as harsh. Done. Finally, our last one, our third defense of the Treaty of Versailles is that the peacemakers needed to ensure that Europe was in a strong position. Yeah? Okay? So, Europe needed to be rebuilt quickly. So the Allied forces said Europe needed to be rebuilt quickly. That's why we created this Treaty of Versailles. That's why we created this way of improving relations and decreasing the chance of any further wars. Yeah? In actual fact also, the peacemakers felt like they had to act quickly because they were under pressure to show that they were creating a treaty for all that made peace and that they were doing a good job. Okay, so they are the three key things that came up in defense of the Treaty of Versailles. They're not great, but they're there. Right, I've got the source that I wanted to link to the criticism of the Treaty of Versailles, right? Luckily, my wife helped me out. So, that source there, that source, okay, so it's a cartoon from a German satirical magazine, Simplicissimus, 1919. Now, as you can see, we have 4 characters there. To the left, the far left, we have Woodrow Wilson. Now, he is speaking with everybody, trying to say to everybody, look, let's not be too harsh here. Let's not be too hasty. The man holding the string that has bound the arms of the man facing the guillotine is Georges Clemenceau. And the guillotine is there ready to chop the head off of Germany, representing that France wanted to punish Germany the most. Yeah? Because the guillotine is actually a French form of punishment. And to the right hand side, we have Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson is standing there. He isn't really getting involved with the guillotine, but he's standing there. He's involved in the development of the Treaty of Versailles, in the punishment of Germany. In Germany, they're just standing there, ready to receive all punishments. Now, this source has been created. And the question is actually there. That's the question. Study sources B and C. How useful are sources B and C to historians studying the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles? I just want you to study this one. How useful is this source in understanding the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, so I'm Mr. Stewart. They were the criticisms. They were the criticisms of the Treaty of Versailles. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm getting tired. I've done a lot of videos tonight. I'm still going to put another video up. I think I'm just going to upload a video rather than doing a live stream because I've only got one person in here. And I think that's because everybody's eating the dinner or they've gone to bed because they're going to get up early and revise. You better. Anyway, I'll see you lot tomorrow. Stay safe, keep revising, and remember, you're all fantastic. Peace.